gosh, everybody. Welcome to a Let's Play of Empire Total War. It's myself and Alex is joining us as well today.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all. And I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful day.
And we are going to continue having a wonderful day with a new game, a new campaign. We're going to choose Grand Campaign today. And we're going to play as Great Britain, starting in 1700, with 6 regions starting. And we're going to have world domination as the goal. I don't know if we'll be able to do it in 99 turns, but we're supposed to capture and hold 50 regions. Okay. Including the regions shown. So all of them. So, we have a lot to do today. We're just gonna get going.
Your first priorities as an island nation should be to ensure you have adequate naval defenses in place, as a strong navy is the key to protecting your shores.
Yes.
Wow, we skipped right over her, didn't we?
I'm sorry, but I was worried about the speakers and feedback and so on, but maybe that wasn't an issue before, right?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't an issue before.
Okay, let's just start over. Okay, so I have been trying to play this. This may be like my 16th campaign this week. I've been trying to figure out the best way to go about. The game seems to want how to win. Period. End of story. I seem to be getting bogged down in turn 30, turn 50 with like land wars and useless crap that eats away my treasury, and then I get fucked. Welcome everyone to Empire Total War. Where to start? We are England, and so we are starting here in, well, the British Isles. We also have Ireland as well as Scotland up there, and then Wales is around here as well. Summer. So we have started with 7,500 treasury in the year of our Lord 1700. We have our gentleman, Isaac Newton. Bow to the camera, will you, my friend? He is 57 years and also +1 to research for industrial building, so that's quite nice. A smart fellow. We'll put him immediately into Cambridge. Cambridge College. That's what we'll do there.
Right.
Alex, you've seen some of this before. Well, I was playing earlier. But we'll go ahead and pull these guys over. Start getting that guy into a ship. Set sail! Jump to it and look like just to get everybody onto the ships. Yes. Orders? Good. Then also in America, we have 2 ships here. One is the commanded by John Leake.
This panel shows you the information about an admiral.
Yes, all right. He's a bit of a slippery character, but you get more morale in battles, which is quite nice. What else? Swashbuckler. More to attack during sea battles and +3 to command. So this guy's quite bloody good at his job. And with him is a 6th rate. The Dumbarton Castle. 6th rate is the smallest class of frigate. It is a useful scout for slow battle fleets and usually has excellent handling characteristics. The Royal Navy system of rating ships defines a 6th rate as a small frigate, a single-decked ship with square-rigged all around 28 9-pounder guns, and a crew of around 200 men. They are usually made for scouting, so that's kind of cool to know. In terms of technology, when we get started here, we're gonna have to choose between our military, our artillery, and also our naval prowess. On the technology panel, we also have agriculture, meddling, and textiles. And depending on who's researching what or who is in your cabinet in the government at the time will sort of determine sometimes how these technologies go. This gentleman, for instance, is Justice William Cowper. He gives us +1 repression across the theater, which helps us with public order. And so you can see in here in the top left screen, the public order has government buildings. There's the repression there, government type, and so on. But that's adding to the repression, which is giving us a bump in, it's squashing the squalor over the tax burden that everybody is so concerned about. And why shouldn't they be? First, in the Bahamas here, I am going to slowly zoom in and then buy a governor's residence, which is going to give us more repression, number one, most importantly, and then opens up our lives to the colonial militia. Now, usually on these different cities, I like to have, I mean, this town doesn't look too bad, but I'd like to have at least 2 units in each
Any further orders?
town. So we'll
Ready and waiting for orders.
bring this guy down here because pirates will attack him if we don't. These pirates here. I believe the pirates. Now, that spent some of our gold. The tricky thing about this game is, and I want more public order and suppression here and also in Scotland. I like to focus on those happiness buildings so that I don't have problems at home while I'm trying to do everything else out there. First thing we're going to research is probably, I'm going to go for a naval trade hub kind of a game. Because without money, you can't do much in this game, I'm afraid. And that's what I found all across the board. So, this opens up our new naval board building by having this technology, naval shore facilities. Also opens the dry dock, which allows us to build bigger and better ships, including the 5th rate, which is open to us at that point, and the 4th rate ship of the line, which for most of the game is probably the heaviest player. It's a good little alpha male for like at least 20 years of the game, because everybody else is floating around with brigs and stuff, sloops, and sometimes just trade ships only. And over here we'll see in order. So one of the things to keep in mind, which I hadn't thought of before and an early player of this game, was you want to make sure these places are growing. And the only way that they're going to grow is if they're in green. And unfortunately, everybody is yellow. And I'm willing to take a hit in gold just to make sure everybody's happy. And I can afford that hit. I can go to my government panel and see that the income is slightly less than where I wanted it to be, but we can afford that hit so that people can be happier and then our towns can grow faster. That's one of the important parts about this game. The other one, and then with growth, actually opens up new towns. This port this little shack of a thing, harbor village, is eventually going to become a new port. A new town will come up over here some point, and we'll be able to build a school.
Wow.
I think it's Manchester, but I can't remember exactly. Over here in Birmingham, well known for their industry, is craft workshops. Gives us a lot of wealth per turn and a lot of town region wealth. So, I don't know if you guys want me to read these things or not. On we go. So, they're expensive at first, but they do pay for themselves over time. So, it's an investment well worth making. Number one thing, now that we've chosen technology, did we? Did we choose technology? Yeah, we did. I'm not going to be doing any land fighting or anything, so canister shot for now is out. I'm just focusing on naval stuff. The other thing we want to immediately start are our trade ships. Now, these Indiaman trade ships are... it's an armed merchant ship strongly built for the trade routes between Europe and the East. And it's not a warship, but it can defend itself if it needs to.
Sure.
So, the Indiaman carries cargo, passengers, and good number of guns. And they usually die right away if they meet anybody in the game. So, just forget all that about they can defend for themselves. And the truth is they fucking can't. Alright, so we spent all our cash. Well, in the next 2 turns we'll have 4, count them, 4 Indiaman trade ships, which we can then take to one of these trade nodes. We'll start with the coast of Brazil, just to make things, but you can go anywhere. You can go to the Straits of Madagascar, southern coast of Africa, you can go to the East Indies. And if you have all of them, it gives you an extra bonus towards your income as well. So, if you're going for world domination, that's the route you should take, I think. And we'll also start with diplomatic relations. Here we have all the nations that are playing. I won't bother reading through them all, but you're welcome to pause the video. We're going to try and get some trade out of these people here. Let's see if we can't. Those guys accepted. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly run through all these. See if anybody bites. They might for some money next turn, so... Then we also have the minor nations. So we have minor nations and major nations. I don't know what I just gave them, but we're trading with them, so... Did I give them a territory? Oh god, I hope not. I'm really scared. Everybody's here.
What the heck?
Yeah, okay, phew. That could have been bad.
So everything's still there?
Everything's still there.
Okay.
Sometimes they ask for, like, actual territories, and you're like, fuck no. Okay, they asked for money. They asked for money, because we only have 8. 8 denarii, coin, cash, dat money.
Can I have this land you've settled on?
Yes.
No.
Do you have a flag? It's my land.
Yes.
Yes, but do you have a flag?
Funny.
Famous comedian, can't remember his name right now. Oh, what is his name? He's been in a bunch of movies recently. I can't remember his name. Famous cross-dressing comedian. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. All right, I think we're ready to let her rip on the first. So the other thing we'll have to watch happen, I guess, is watch as the Iroquois decide to attack the 13 colonies, because we're not going to... Well, maybe. We'll see. We'll see if we can actually get the 13 colonies on our side. We might. We might be able to. But the objective right now is to get that gold. Then let's go. without further ado, it only took, how long was that first turn? Oh God, 14 minutes. Well, what did I tell you?
Better set aside a day for this game, a whole day.
A whole day. You got the Iroquois Confederacy is attacking the 13 colonies. Big surprise. Big surprise there. We're going to enter the war on the side of our ally, the 13 colonies, because we love them. We love them. I think the 13 colonies, it was like they were sent there originally just because they needed, like, homeless off of the streets and stuff. I remember there's some quote by one of the kings or some nobleman passerby that said something about the wretched of the street need to be sent to the far lands of the Americas. It was like, oh, okay. This changes the story a bit. You guys are just kicking the homeless out. Imagine kicking all the homeless out and just saying, you guys are going to live on an island over there. But you're gonna pay us taxes. Nope. No, we ain't. It's more complicated than that, obviously.
Yeah, we're pro.
Boston. Make ready. Boston, we have a problem. Spill the tea, girl. It's all spilled. Okay, so we have a mission. We can choose to go over here and fight with the Cherokee and take them and, like, get these guys on our side. However, we have chosen a different path. I'm gonna start to take... let's see. This guy should be enough. A sloop, 2 6 rates, 2 5 rates, 3 5 rates. That's not bad. I could give it a couple more brigs to go with it, and then we'll send this with all of its many, many Indianmen trade ships to go and take one of those trade nodes. Just so we start making a bit more cash, we'll actually we'll build these iron workshops. It'll use a lot of our cash, which we can also spend on, I don't know, another Indianman for later. It will take about 3 turns. So we spent all our cash. Let's see if anyone will want to trade. Does anyone have the ability to trade? We're all trading. Okay, good. All right. I might want to give France a little gold just to appease them so that we don't fight with them, end up fighting with them. And I think each turn is about 6 months each. So you get a spring, summer, fall, winter kind of a thing. All right, and that is year 1. So much has happened in a year. We've built a little grounds for music and culture for an upper-class audience. The education is provided by a conservatorium. It is practical and it's kind of like a vocational school for musicians. For either music in the church or state occasions. A conservatorium has to provide what its customers want, and they generally produce well-polished musicians who can pass themselves off when needed as professionals or members of the minor gentry. Great composers like Mozart or Handel, where celebrities and royal houses outbid each other in an effort to obtain their service as a... Oh, cool. No, I want to educate your child. No, I want to educate your child.
They were competitive over teaching.
Oh yeah, so it sounds like It was kind of like a vocational school, but with it's kind of like Yale School of Drama, or any of those big schools where like we had Al Pacino study here, and we had Marlon Brando study here, and he was one of our, bright and young stars that came out of this conservatorium. And then you have people bidding over each other in their case, schools, but in our case, it would be like Justin Bieber, and then you had different labels arguing over, no, I want Justin Bieber, no, I want Mozart, and it's sort of like the same thing.
Okay.
And then the families are bickering over, do I sign to this label, or is this label going to offer my son a better deal because he's not yet of age to actually receive these millions of dollars?
That reminds me of like, I think it's that singing contest show called like American Idol.
Yeah, I know that one.
Is that the one where they press the button to turn their seat around?
I think so. Isn't that
Or is
all?
that America's Got Talent?
America's Got Talent, I think. Or the X Factor or something like that. Isn't it America's Got Talent?
America's
it is,
Got
isn't
Talent, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Where if all the judges turn around, they, kind of let the student, they fight over, persuading the contestant.
Oh,
over
absolutely.
Picking them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Shark Tank, they fight over the person with the idea more. They're like, no, choose me. I will lead you to glory, but I want 75% of your business. All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up for episode 1. Please join us and stay tuned for the second episode of Let's Play Empire Total War. We'll leave it here and see you guys on the next one. Be sure to smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, chat, bro. And we'll see you on the next one. Okay, guys.
Okay, guys. Bye.